in this country, because I have seen a lot of people are saying, "Oh, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is not, you know, a radical person. He's not fit to match these people energy for energy." But I am telling you, people, you are wrong.
Go ahead, Your Excellency. Did you want to respond to that?
Yeah, thank you very much. The only thing I'll add is that you would have told them also, Governor didn't have to kill people. He didn't match those people. He didn't shoot them. He persisted. And that is what we require. We need to persist and insist that our vote will count. That's what other people did. They stood and insisted that their vote count. And their vote counted. That's what we needed. The difference will be clear. It is not for us to start fighting when we should come together and insist that our vote must count.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, guys. Initially we said 2 minutes. Please, in the interest of time, we know some people have to go to bed. Thank you all for your patience with us. But please limit your questions now to 1 minute. If it exceeds 1 minute, we may have to mute your mic. Ife Salako, you have the mic.
All right. Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, everyone. So I have a few questions. We'll just go to them straight up. So first of all, we've been talking about coalition, and sorry, I have to go back to that, but I just need a bit of clarification regarding that coalition. Is there a is is there a timeline to these coalition talks? Can we know? Because we're just anticipating. Today it's, oh, Peter Obi is part of coalition, tomorrow is Peter Obi is not part of it. But it's good that we've heard from you now that you're part of
I
the
don't know.
coalition.
Okay, go on.
Yes, I was saying that it is good that we have heard from you directly that you're part of the coalition. So that solves that part. But my question number one is that, is there a timeline to these coalition talks? And do we know when we're going to know exactly what it is about the coalition, the party the coalition is going to fly on? And, that is number one question. The other, the other part of the question is that, I mean, of course, people are saying a lot of things, here and there. I know a lot of people believe that with this coalition talk, it has to be a coalition that will produce you, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, as the presidential candidate. Peradventure, this did not happen, as it were. Are we looking at alternatives? Are you going to run as uh, an individual candidate on another platform? That is the
Okay.
second part of the coalition question.
Ife,
This
please, one question at a time. Edakun. Pico.
The coalition, let me tell you, when people say at the time Peter Obi is part of it, at the time is not. From day one, I've always attended all meetings of the coalition. I've always, unless I traveled, I've always attended, and whenever I have issues, I discuss it with them. I can tell you, coalition is the one that's going to produce Peter Obi. We have not reached that stage. When we get to that stage, we discuss that. But the coalition is us coming to work together for the sake of the country, to save the country. We have not reached stage where it's going to this person. I believe that the people who are coming together are the same people that want to work together for the interest of the country. That is my belief. And if that is the case, I believe that there will come at a time all of us will sacrifice for the country. That's the way I see it. they will come and
Okay.
say, we will sacrifice for the interest of the country. And at that time, we will know, because we're going to say, who do we think? How do we think we can proceed to ensure that the best among us emerges as the candidates? I've seen people say, coalition adopts Peter Obi, or coalition adopts Okeke, coalition adopts this person. No, we've not reached that stage. I've told you now, the coalition wants to adopt a party, and we're going to do that very soon as our party. But remember that other parties are going to join. The reason why other parties haven't joined is that there's problem in other parties. As they resolve their problem, we will all still come together, because the coalition is basically for future elections. That is why we said, those who want to run an election, you cannot go now and want to be candidate or one of the parties that are having one form of internal problem or the other, because independent electoral body can disqualify you. So I am part of the coalition, and I want the best for the coalition. I want the best for Nigeria. I want the best for the obedient group, because they are struggling for struggling Nigerians. But I cannot tell you, oh, the coalition must be this or this. You don't give such condition in politics. You have to work with other people. You don't even give it in life. You have to work with other people. So it's for us to ensure that we do the right things. All that I tell all Nigerians that want things to work is, let's stay on course and do the right thing. Let's stay on course. I'm committed to it. That is why I'm working hard 24 hours. And I'll show you, like I said before, our vote in 2027 will count. Those who refuse to count it, I said it, we will ensure that they count it.
Thank you, Your Excellency. At @IAM_Musty, you have the mic.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Peter Obi, and good evening, the audience and the moderators. I have basically 2 to 3 questions. Number one questions. Someone asked you that what are the
Sorry,
key
Mr. Musty, please reduce it to one question, please. One question, 1 minute, please. Please.
one
Thank you.
question? Okay, no
Yes,
problem.
one question for everybody, 1 minute max, please. We're just trying to get as many people as we can. Thank you.
Wow, one question. Okay, no
You
problem.
yeah,
Okay,
just wrap it into one. You can do it. Come
no,
on.
no,
I
no,
believe in you. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no problem. All right, Mr. Sir, you made mention of 3 major problems that you would like to address: insecurity, education, and you say health sector. And my question is that how exactly in fact, you like mentioning, or rather I love mentioning, that northern part of the country is endowed with agricultural resources and prowess all. How do you exactly going to kind of utilize, or rather make these things viable for people, to make them accessible, and revamp the agricultural sector in the northern part of the country? And also the insecurity that you said the lives of the people is the most important. And what do you think is currently the problem? Is it that the current leaders do not care about the life of the people, or what they are doing currently to solve the problem of insecurity, they are doing it wrong? How exactly are you going to, or what exactly do you think should be done to solve the insecurity problem and to revamp the agricultural sector of Nigeria? Thank you very much.
Well, the agricultural sector, I can tell you today, they actually with insecurity. The more you secure the country now, the more farmers will go back with clear, implementable policy. This has been done all over the world. You can turn around the agricultural sector. As for the insecurity, it's a combination of so many things. I will not answer you in space. But I'm sure you have seen where a former IG said for 5 years, Anambra was secured. We need to give it the required attention, the required resources.
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. All right. So, Damsey, you'll be up next. Budget, you'll be after him. Please, if you are ready to speak, ensure that your hand is up. We appreciate your cooperation. Damsey, you have the mic.
A very good evening, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Rose, for having this space running. Very good evening, Your Excellency. A lot of persons have been asking to know. Of course, we know that there's no coalition without the name Peter Obi. Peter Obi is the coalition, and the coalition is Peter Obi. But if it does happen that you won't be on top of that ticket, and somehow the coalition, of course, a group of persons, a group of people coming together for a purpose, and they say they want you as vice, is there a possibility of you accepting the opportunity, or you prefer to go on against the whims and caprices of the ruling party, and with a destabilized and not an unorganized opposition? Is there a possibility of you remaining with the coalition if you are not on top of the ticket?
Which I can answer you that question, but unfortunately I can't. For now, and I've told you, the coalition is not talking about who will be what. I will do what is for the best interest of the country and what those who I'm leading and following me want. I don't discuss such thing on my own. Few times leaders have acted as if they're alone, without consultation, as if they never follow. I told you that as a president, I will be firm. I will do the right things, but I will also govern by ensuring that the governance will not be supply driven, will be demand driven. I'll listen to Nigerians. That's why I'm going to start by securing them, making sure that what I do is what Nigerians want. That's what I did as a governor. And I'll do what I promised.
Millions of obedience. We like to have an idea if the dream is still very much possible. This time, even if...
That's what I'm saying. For me, for now, we want to come together. It's not something that is ahead. When that time comes, you will see me, I'll consult. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've never done anything without consultation. In my last attempt, if you were one of those who were close to me, you know that I consulted before I left PDP. I didn't just wake up in the morning and say, I will do this. And if I became president, I wouldn't have just be announcing things without consultation. Before I make that announcement, there will be due consultation. And we will have a clear roadmap how we can manage it for the interest of Nigeria. So if I come to a place like this, an interview, and say, oh, I must have the ticket, it's not fair. I'm working with other people. I'm going to come and I'm the best. That's how you do politically. That's how you do things properly. You go there and sell yourself and show the reason why it should be you. That's how I'm
Thank
doing
you.
to Nigerians. I'm marketing myself to Nigerians. I try to tell them what I'm going to do. Somebody asked me now what I'll do differently. I told him what I'm going to do. And that's what I promised in Anambra State, and I did it from day one. From day one in Nigeria, people will see the difference when you say you're going to cut cost of governance. You cannot tell people to fast when you are feasting. If you tell people to fast, you fast with them. Nigerians will see me fasting with them. And they'll see me put food on their table. They will see me ensure that the children remain in school. And I work hard to see that I can provide my health care, the constitutional, our insurance coverage will be increasing annually, and people will see it. People will feel it. That's how it is done. But I'm not going to tell you here that people will say, I am the best. Other people are useless. What do you want me to say? So, my dear, help. Let us have a new Nigeria where people respect others, know that they're in partnership with others, and do the right things. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Budget, you'll have the mic in just a bit. And Dr. Udo, you'll be next. Please, guys, remember one question, 1 minute. And if your hand is not up on the speaker panel, we will have to drop you so we can make room for other people. Because if we don't see your hand up, we assume you're not going to speak or you're not ready to speak. All right, Mr. Budget, you have the mic.
I greet you all. I greet you, Your Excellency, the host and co-host. Mine is what are your plans, sir, for the natural resources across Nigeria? I know you have always spoken about cutting costs of governance, which I agree with you 100%. But your plan or plans for the natural resources of Nigeria across the country. Because
What do you mean?
the natural resources we have, the gold, the precious stones and all that, the wealth of this country under the soil, sir.
We will manage the wealth of this nation very efficiently. But remember that I've always said the greatest assets of this country is our uncultivated land. That is
Yes, I agree with you on that.
that will help
And
us, number one, to feed our nation, which is the highest cost, which is the highest contributing factor to our inflation today. Number two, have products that will feed our industries for manufacturing, especially manufacturing for export, in order to manage our rate of currency. Today, it will shock you that several of our ports are filled up with containers. If you want to ship goods in Nigeria, it costs you more because ships with containers to Nigeria do not have anything to take away because of, and will ensure that we do whatever it is to manage our resources very efficiently. We will make more money from agriculture than from oil. Oil is the diminishing assets. What I would do is to ensure that those who start stealing our oil, mismanaging it, stops. We will work with those who mean well in that industry to bring it back investment there, ensure that oil works. I know today everybody wants to be an oil, every president oil minister. I will not be. I will make sure we have a certain minister. I will be in charge of all ministries without attaching myself. If at the ministry I want to be minister of, it is minister of security. I want to secure the country. The rest manage efficiently their resources. I have done it at the state level. I've done it as a private citizen. I've done it in corporate world. Go and look at the cost of institutions where I was chairman. Go and look at the state where I governed as governor. That is what I'm going to do at national level, where I'll manage the resources efficiently, ensuring that we invest in education, we invest in health, we invest in pulling people out of poverty. The more
Sir,
thing we need to do.
sir, I like your response. We're on the same page. But I'm even pushing the narrative to the fact that across Africa currently, we are seeing how African nations are beginning to take back the control of their natural resources. And it's not just about oil. I'm even shifting the narrative from oil. Nigeria is far richer than the oil we are focusing on. So we are looking at a position whereby we will have a kind of overhead count of what we have on the ground, just like
Okay.
Congo, Ghana, and the rest.
Okay. Thank you, Budget. Okay, sir. Go ahead.
We are going to do all that. We're going to do everything. I've managed the state resources very well. And I'm going to manage natural resources very well, ensuring that I put people out of poverty, especially in the north. Ensuring that people go back to school, especially in the north. Our human capital is a huge resources to this world. I just came back from America last week. It will shock you. They were inaugurating a county executive. She told me that Nigerians are very, very resourceful. They are the best they have in education, in health. I flew United from Washington to Lagos. The person in that plane told me that a Nigerian doctor saved the mother. A person in that plane, he told me, King Makilia. Her name was King Makilia. He said, a Nigerian doctor, Omeni Osession, saved my mother because my mother had a heart surgery and this guy is good. Another person, Neil Thompson, that's another crew member. Neil Thompson told me, I have a Nigerian girlfriend. The girl is very good. It's very good. It's very nice. She gives me, Nigeria has one of the best dishes and everything. And I told him, yes, we have everything. We're rich. We're good people. I spoke to the Americans now this evening. I said, we are rich. We are good people. Nigeria is a rich country that have bad leadership.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, Dr. D. Udo, you have the mic.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Your Excellency. My question is about inclusivity. And you just said about a couple of minutes ago that we must respect others. I want to ask, especially for some gatekeepers who are not official spokesperson, but just supporters of you who said that we can't work with this person or that person in the coalition. And I think one of the persons that have been unfairly and single-handedly picked out is always El-Rufai. And it's someone that I have seen you with him even in London and some other places. So I want to know, please, sir, what is your position on those who can or should work with you if it exists at all? Are you open to working with all Nigerians in the coalition that you want to be part of?
I'm going to work with all Nigerians. Every single Nigerian, there's nobody I will not work with. Every Nigerian is important. Remember what I told you. Those who are doing the right things. I'm a Christian. And the Jesus I worship said he did not come for those who are doing good, he came for sinners. Our job as leaders is to change those who we think are not doing the right thing. That's part of leadership. When I start my job in Anambra State, when I started, I had people who were ready. I told you now that the House of Assembly invited me to say it's an impeachable offense not to use some of your budget, that my travel allowance was not spent up to 20% of the budgeted amount. What do I have to say with that? I pleaded with them and told them I went to everywhere I wanted to go to. The only thing is that I stopped traveling with the contingent of people who were not invited for meetings I was going to, say in Abuja and everything. Why would I go to 30 people who nobody invited to the meeting when I can go there alone and take one or two police from Abuja and go to a meeting and come back? So I was traveling with one person or two instead of 30. And I convinced them and they believed me. I worked with civil service that was not happy with me in the first 6 months. But when I started using the money I saved to clear backlog of pension, backlog of gratuity, backlog of leave allowance, they were jumping up. If you were reading what my head of service wrote when I was campaigning for governor for presidency 2003, you know an article where he says stinginess as a relevant strategy. But when I started clearing the backlog, they thought what I would take the resources. So we are not there to pick who we like. Life is not, in governance, it is not a buffet. You can't do what you like and do what you dislike. You get up in the morning, they tell you there's issue in Benue, you go there. Because that's what you chose, to serve them, to serve the good, to serve the bad, to serve the ugly. You cannot choose those you want. That is what you can do in your house. But if you're a public leader, you are leading everybody. That's why I said, don't say because somebody call you idiot, you will not deal with the person. In fact, if everybody likes you, there's a danger. There's those who will even help you for doing the right thing. When I was governor, because I come to church, I sit at the back, because I wasn't using big car in my first tenure. Throughout my first tenure for 4 years, I drove 406. Continued to buy more cars for our parents, but we couldn't buy Jeep. Somebody told me, said, Peter, you are small governor. It's no longer attractive. Look at what you're doing to governorship. So, so many people might not like you for certain reasons. And you have to understand them. As long as you're doing the right thing, you continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, so I have a question here from an obedient. The technology department announced via communications obedience are able to register via a portal. However, some are concerned that you have not gotten behind it, so they are reluctant to register. Is there something you're aware of? And if yes, can you reassure those who are worried? Sir?
What you say?
Yes. Somebody is asking about a portal. The communications department recently rolled out a portal. The technology department announced via the communications department that obedience are able to register via a portal. But some are concerned that you have not gotten behind it and they're reluctant to register.
No,
Is there something you're aware of? And if yes, can you reassure those who are worried?
why would they be reluctant? We are family. We said we were going to register everything. So why would they be reluctant to do that? You know, why would they be reluctant to do that? We are all trying to get together and fix what we're doing. I've taken this particular question, I've taken a note of it. Let me assure you, we'll deal with it in our family space.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, Jimmy. Thank you, sir. All right, Jimmy, I was actually about to read a tweet from you, but since you're up, please go ahead and ask your question. You have the mic, Jimmy Hawk.
All right, thank you, Gloria. All protocols duly observed. I don't have a question. It's just nice having you here, Your Excellency, once again. Permit me to just go straight to the point. Whatever coalition is currently being formed must recognize that the final resolution must position you, Peter Gregory Obi, as the primary presidential candidate. Why? Because your track records actually remains unmatched as any politicians in Nigeria. But then again, if we have one that has left office without collecting any pension whatsoever, they're welcome to be considered. This message is not to you personally, because I know a lot of people are listening right now. It's an international space, and I'm saying this so the people involved, the members of the coalitions, can actually listen and hear this as well. It's not just about having PO as the primary candidate of that coalition. It's because of the people and well-meaning Nigerians that are supporting and believe in the message PO carries. So finally, I know a lot is going on, but we need to put time into consideration. We're going against an incumbent government, not just an ordinary one, a ruthless one. It will require time, effort, and strategy to get this done. I hope this is going to be part of the planning that is going on so everyone can be where we're meant to be moving forward towards 2027. Thank you. And I'll yield back now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy, for keeping that brief. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Thanks again. The coalition is us dealing with other people. Please, let's not give them condition. Let's try to use persuasion, use appeal to show that we are on track, that we are the best, we are this, not conditions. It's just like somebody's asked me, what are you going to do with natural resources? I said, I will account for every of it. We cannot have where people are today mining our gold or doing this, no, or stealing our oil. All those things will stop. We're going to make sure that it is used, mined properly, used for the interests of the people. People benefit from it and everything. The same way we are going to be talking with the people, make sure they are carried along. When we start giving them condition, when we start acting rascally, we are back to where they are. And that's what we don't want. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, so far I see just two hands up. If your hand is not up, we assume you're not going to speak and we will remove you so we can have somebody who's ready to speak. So please, if you're on the speaker panel, ensure that your hand is up. Guys, let's keep retweeting this space. We're live streaming on all platforms. The numbers are great. We need more. Let's keep going. Retweet the space. That arrow is right there. Just click on it, share via post. Post on your timeline. Share. This is all we're asking you to do. Please encourage us. Thank you so much. And the hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Again, that hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. All right. Abiodun Dio, you have the mic, and Kolade, you'll be after him.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for giving me the mic. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. So here's my question. There's an increasing amount of Nigerians that are calling for the decentralization of Nigerian police force. Do you support that? Thank you.
Sorry, Your Excellency. That was perfect. One question, less than 1 minute. We appreciate you. Please take it away, Your Excellency.
My brother, we need community policing, local government policing, state policing, national policing. We must secure this country. And we will secure it by all means possible. Because Nigerians need to move around Nigeria freely. Look at the number of Nigerians being killed. So we will do everything possible. I will now prioritize security of life and property over anything. And I will govern concentrating on putting resources in the critical areas that you can use to measure development. And Nigerians will see it.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, so from here on out, we just want, one question, 1 minute. If you can do less, we will appreciate it. Please, let's just go straight to the questions. Falade, you have the mic.
Thank
Badamosi,
you
you're
so
up next.
thank you so much, my sister. Good evening, Your Excellency, sir. Uh, okay, so knowing fully well that your face and everything about you is what the obedience movement is for, and knowing fully well that you have given us leaders to work with, and knowing fully well about, in quote, we your followers, the stubborn ones, the quiet ones, all sort of people. Please, sir, is there a way you can step in rather than people having to drag in quote our leaders because they've tried to reach out to them, but they are not responding, they won't listen. And instead of people having to debate this online, can you step in to maybe create another directorate whose job is to bring people's feedback to you if after they've gone to our leaders and they won't listen to them, rather than they having to come and debate or talk about this on public platform?
I don't understand your question very well. Can you please help me to explain?
Okay, my question is, our people, your people, we your followers, when we try to resolve, or when people try to resolve things with the leaders of the obedience movement, and they are not able to do it, they come on social platform to start dragging and debating and discussing. And I said to avoid all that, because they will tell you they've tried to reach, in quote, the leaders, but they can't. I want to ask you, sir, that
No,
is it
no,
possible?
you can reach me. We are all now thought we are all going to be working on the same level. Whatever you want, you can reach me, you can reach everybody. We're a family. This family now has to work like a family. And I want to always hear from those who are not happy or who have bad news. Bad news and complaint must reach me immediately. I want
All right.
to hear.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Your Excellency. All right. Again, one question, 1 minute. From here on out, Mr. Agbadamosi, you have the mic, and Chris Cress, you're next.
Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, everyone, moderator, Olanle, and everybody else. Thanks for putting this together. Your Excellency, I'm glad that you've more or less acknowledged that Nigeria is at war. Nigeria has, in fact, been at war since 2014. Now that you have made that acknowledgement, I believe that it is necessary at this stage to start. No, I think the question I want to ask is, what are your plans with regard to welfare and morale within the security setup of Nigeria? That is the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, as well as the police and civil defense, all arms. What are your plans regarding the welfare and morale of the men when you assume office?
Remember what I said, that I will be there and I will do. Remember what I said, and I repeat it. I will do everything necessary to secure Nigeria. I will not tell you what I'll do on this platform. As you know, These are some of the things we must not do.
Okay. Your Excellency? Okay, you're on mute.
What I told you, I will do things that are necessary. That includes ensuring that they are well taken care of. That includes that they are insured properly. I've seen police people, I've seen our military put their life online without being cared for. When something went wrong, their family suffer. These are things I'm going to look at. As I said, I will do whatever is necessary to ensure that we secure the country. That's why I said so. Just like the last question asked me, will I create a venue for me to be rich? Yes, I will do that. And I'm going to do that as quickly as possible. And if it's not happening, I know in the past I said for a long time that we're going to be doing space every other month. Yes, so many things happened and we couldn't do it. We're not coming back to it.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Oh,
For
were
people
you done,
to
sir?
say to me, this is it.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Just a reminder, guys, if you're on the speaker panel, if your hand is not up, we will have to drop you, okay? We have over 2,000 requests. Please ensure your hand is up or you'll be dropped. That said, Bukos, I see your hand has been up. You have the mic. And Queen Farah, you'll be after Bukos. Go, take it away, Bukos. Hello, Bukos. Are you ready to speak? You're on mute. Going once, going twice. All right, Queen Farah, you have the mic.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Gloria. Good evening, Your Excellency. All protocols respectfully observed. My question is around leadership and governance, Your Excellency. I mean, Nigeria has never witnessed a more polarized event in the last couple of years where everyone is aligned on tribal or ethnic sentiments. So, to my question, how would you foster transparency and a culture of accountability right from the grassroots, from the local government right up to the federal government? How would you foster a culture of accountability and transparency within the government? What measures would you put in place? Because we can continue to say that the current system would work, um, but without going back to the root to understand there are problems right from the roots, from the local government, with an average Nigerian looking for what they can get, kleptocracy, and sort of the kind of government we have currently. How would you sort of foster a culture of accountability and transparency within the government? Thank you very much.
Remember what I've always said. Everything starts from the leader. If the leader is not stealing, is not corrupt, his family is not, his children are not, you reduce it by 60%. It starts from you. When you show example, other people will follow. You talked about issue of tribal. When you do things justly, with integrity, you kill, you reduce tribalism and religious involvement. I have maintained, for example, our biggest resources is in the north. The uncultivated land. We need to invest in it. We need to pull people out of poverty in the north very quickly. We need to ensure that we put people back to school very quickly. In investing in this, we will make Nigeria better. So it's not a question of favoritism. We will do the right things. That's how to kill tribalism. That's how to kill religious involvement. And above all, that is how to deal with accountability.
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. Speaking of corruption, Christ Crest, I did not mean to skip over you. You have the mic, and right after you, the General Snow underscore will go. Bukos, okay, Bukos is no longer here. All right. Go ahead, Chris Crest.
All right,
Please,
thank you.
guys, ensure your hands are up. Thank you, Chris. Go ahead.
It's okay. Thank you for the mic. Hello, His Excellency. Good afternoon from my end. My question is also on the obedient movement. It is clear we have a leadership problem, which has led to a lot of challenges, including lack of transparency in critical decision making. Right. When Dr. Tanko was made interim national coordinator last year, the mandate was clear, which was for him to create and coordinate a model, to get the movement structured. But what we have, current reality does not show that. So, how important is it to you that the current interim leadership realigns itself with the original mandate and ensure we, achieve results through wide consultations rather than running the movement like, with all due respect, like a one-man business? And
Okay.
given the leadership qualities that you continually promote, does it bother you, sir, that the leadership is struggling to display transparency? For example, putting round pegs in round holes rather than running a reward system. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. Let me tell you what I always tell and say, and that is what I'm going to tell you again. There's no perfect leadership anywhere. All there is that we must continue to hold our leaders accountable. At this stage, I urge all of us to please, please, please focus on our goals. There's nothing I'm going to be more and more involved. I'm going to be sure that more and more people are involved, but pleading with all of us that we do not get anything from our quarreling among ourselves. It's my appeal. We do not get anything from it. This is where we will spend our energy when those who are doing the wrong thing that want to change continue. Anchor is just organizing the obedient group. It's not going to be, we are not campaigning for President Tanko. So let us, while trying to make sure that he does the right thing, focus on how we are going to ensure that the next president of Nigeria is somebody we will do the right thing. That is what is important to us. But I listen to you is more of an advice, because if I tell you that I know exactly the things that are wrong or not going right within the obedient movement, I don't. However, I hear you. Hear what,
Thank you. Mhm.
and I will definitely try to be more involved to see what can be done, and we can get the right thing.
All right, thank you, Your Excellency. General Snow underscore, you have the mic. Omega X Dreams, you'll be after, and 1MMC Space will be after you. We're wrapping this up. We'll be wrapping this up in just a bit. So we're trying to go straight to the questions and get as many as we can. And we'll also be taking a couple of questions from the TL as we wrap up. All right, go on, General Snow.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Your Excellency, and thank you for joining us. So my question is this: if the coalition happens and they arrive at power going back to the north, instead of power remaining in the south, because I believe we have this routine policy of power rotation between the north and the south, 8 years apiece. If the conclusion is that the power goes back to the north, are you going to go with that, or would you run alone? Again, what is your your plans for education as regards improved welfare packages for educators? Thank you.
First is that you need welfare for everybody. And I've repeatedly said that education is important to me, and I'll deal with it aggressively. I've given you examples of how much we pay to our professors, to this, and why we will do it better. But remember, they say a backlog that nobody have actually dealt with. All these things we'll deal with. I will not tell you, and I repeat, what I'm going to do as we go along with our power goes to the north, state, in the east. We will do what is right. The obedience will be there. We'll argue. I can assure you, I answered it at the beginning. That will ensure when somebody asks me about 4 years, that this is our written constitution, that we are part of it, and ensure that the right things be done. But that's not for us alone. If you belong to an association, you have to listen to what they are doing and be able to convince people, yes, this is what we want to do, or not what we want to do. So I do not believe that we should, as a people, say, oh, we belong to this, and because we belong to this, if it doesn't go our way, let's shoot it down. No, I will not be part of that. I will ensure that we're going to do the right thing. Now I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to do the right thing.
All right, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Omega X Dreams, you have the mic.
All right, thank you for this opportunity. Greetings, Your Excellency, and greetings everyone listening on the space. Okay, my question goes this way, sir. If the coalition happens without electoral reform, do you think the goal can be achieved? Because I know that electoral reform is very important. So I just wanted to know. Thank you.
Let me tell you, our electoral system as it is today can do a lot of things. If only all of us sacrifices. If all of us, if we have every booth manned and the results are counted on the booth, people insist, you see this result, you must count it here. Remember what I keep saying. If we all insist that the result must count and is counted, it's not going to be easier with, yes, there's need for electoral reform, but even when that does not happen, if all of us insist, it will happen, it will happen.
Thank you, Your Excellency. N6, are you able to ask that question for us from TikTok, from our TikTok page at Parallel Facts? Do you have it ready? N6? Okay, let me find the question and ask very quickly. Um, Sir, somebody's asking about our budget of billion naira streetlights, and they want to hear your thoughts on that.
I won't make any comment. The only comment I'll make is to give you an example. When I was governor, somebody walked into my office and gave me a budget of 525 million naira to do street lights from my office passing through the road to the lodge where I live. It was about 500 million naira, if I remember. It was a very articulated budgeting, very nice. He said that we will lit up the whole town. And I asked him a question. You said generator? He said yes. I said, okay, you go and we'll consider something. When he left my office, I called the Commissioner for Education. I said, how many secondary schools do we have? I think it was about 500 or 510. And as at that time, we have taught almost about 100. And I said to the man when he came back, I said, how much do you sell 40 kVA generator? He told me, I said, we are ordering from you 510 40 kVA generator. We need them in our secondary schools. And we're going to pay you upfront to supply it. That's why we need the light. Not for the governor to have a street light, just to go to his lodge. When our children are in school without light, they need that. They're not looking for air conditioning. They don't want a basic time. Go to Anambra State with me as the governor. Every secondary school had a generator with a maintenance clause from the supplier to maintain all of them for the period of 4 years, which they will last and will replace them. So the only thing I can answer you is that when I see the price, I will know what to do without the money. I will know whether it's worth it, because our universities need modern laboratories, which I don't think they have.
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. One MMC space, you're up next, and then Abdul, you'll be after, and we will close with somebody because we have to wrap it up, guys. But thank you so much. Thank you all. I'm sorry we couldn't take everybody, but these were the people we're able to take just in the interest of time. All right, go ahead, please. One MMC.
Thank you, Gloria. I'll be real quick. Your Excellency, good afternoon from my end. Yes, I want to talk about the obedient movement. Um, I see we're beginning to have a solid structure on ground, which I think is long overdue, and I really appreciate everybody from Unisa Tanko down to the last person that is working to make sure this happens. But I have something to say real quick. General, Your Excellency, I want you to please take note of this name and reach out to her. I believe you would need her in the team. General Oluchi, please reach out to her. She has been clamoring for this
Okay.
Media team. Nana Kazoro is doing an excellent job, but please include General Oluchi.
All right.
That's for that. Then
Please
I
wrap
want
it
to
up,
ask
sir.
you this question. Yeah, I'm done. I just want to ask him this question now.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Get
Thank
get
you very
across
much.
with yes. One more thing real quick, sir. I want to know when the obedient convention will be taking place. We need it. We need it. We need it. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Well, I just want to thank him for what he said, and I assure him that what he said we will look into. He just wants us to reach out to somebody. That is the type of thing I want to do. We will reach out to her. That's what we do every day. If it means visiting her, I will do that. We need everybody. Today, either Friday or today, someone in my church said that if you have 99 and one goes missing, you go and look for that one. I don't want one to miss. And not for even a good one like theology. So, the rest assured, you'll find me looking for her.
Thank you, Your
Thank you.
Excellency. I really would appreciate that. She gave
All right.
her
Okay.
all that
Please
campaign.
let's go to the next speaker, sir. Please, please, please. Thank you so much.
The
Thank you.
convention question he has not answered, please.
Okay. Your thoughts on the convention suggestion, Pio? Your Excellency.
And sorry, that is true. We will, I listen to that. I think it's a suggestion. I won't tell you when it will take place, but it's a suggestion. I'm sure people are also taking notes. We will do all those things. That is a suggestion. It's like somebody who asked about election, and I said we will do everything to make sure that our polls are manned this time, and that people follow the election to the collation center. When we do all that, we'll be out in a different situation to what we had before. So be rest assured, we're not just going to wait, we're going to make sure things work.
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. Abdul, I don't see your hand up. So I'm somebody. You have the mic. Abdul, if I don't see your hand, we'll have to wrap up.
Mine
Go
is up.
ahead,
Mine
somebody.
is up.
Abdul, okay, now I see you again. All right. Um, who was next? Was it you?
Yeah. It was,
Okay. Yeah, your hand was down for a minute. That's why I didn't see you. But go ahead,
all
please.
right.
Sam, please keep your hand up.
Okay. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. It's an honor to speak to you at this moment, and I really look forward to meeting you physically. I can sound that you are already exhausted. You've been talking for hours. So my question, or what I, can you hear me, sir? I said, like, I can sense that you're already exhausted, and then I'm
He's
letting.
asking where you live.
I
Where do you live?
I live. I'm currently schooling, but I school in Niger State.
Niger State.
Yes, sir.
What are you?
I school in Federal University of Technology, Mina.
Fantastic. I didn't know I was in Mina a few days ago when I came for this working.
Yes,
If
sir.
we
I saw that.
have,
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you very well.
All right, sir. So my question particularly is not directed to you. It's direct to like the general obedient movement. As a young Nigerian, I've had encounter how like in different manners how Nigeria has in its own way happened to me, from police harassment to different things that you can name. So one thing that I noticed, right, is that from my experience with the police, after we were harassed, we tried to find a way to relate with a police officer who told us a lot of stories on how, like, they too they are feeling the heat of the country, how their salary is not being paid, how if they see an average Nigerian, what they are going to feel is envy, and that dictates how they are going to behave, how what they are going to do at that Nigerian. And that is that. And then a few days ago, I have a kind of encounter with one of my lecturers, and then he said something that I found very, very deep. He was
Please go straight to the
no,
question.
no, no. Please, I'm sorry. I'm going to make it very, very fast, but I need to like establish the context. So, he was talking about how like even if you come in this next life, you want to be a lecturer, but in another dimension. So now there are a lot of these people that Nigeria is happening to them, and then they don't even realize it. These people stories need to be told. I don't know whoever in the obedient movement is working on a kind of like media visual media team or something. We need these people's stories to be told. We need them to understand that when they see a Nigerian politician flaunting escorts, flaunting their fleet, it is directly related to their lack, like how their salary is not being paid. A lot of them do not realize this, that there is this connect between these things. So we need to establish that we need to make them see it. I used to be angry at it before, but then I think I understand better now and see that
Okay,
these
okay.
stories need to be told. So whoever is working on
Thank
anything
you.
media, please, I would like to volunteer. No string attached. Just volunteer to get this done.
Thank you, Abdul. Your Excellency?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to respond to all that he just said.
Well, let me be honest with you. We've seen over and over again our police people that should be doing their work being used like somebody asked about their welfare and everything. We will do these things differently. We will encourage every Nigerian to be productive, including police, and we will deal with their welfare. Remember, I said it is not just their welfare, but most importantly, for them to know that if anything happens to them, Nigerians love them and they'll take care of them. So we will deal with it differently.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you very much. And what?
thank you, Abdul.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
can I add something more? Like what I'm trying to say.
One sentence,
All right. So
please.
I trust your capacity that you are going to take care of these people. I'm talking in terms of campaign, like as a form of
Okay,
campaigning. So please, I want to put that out. Thank you very much.
all right. Thank you, Abdul. Okay, Sam, you have the mic. 1 minute,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Thanks, Gloria. Thanks,
Yeah,
Parallel Facts.
that is a suggestion that somebody will take note of, and we in the obedient group will do the necessary campaign to ensure that these people understand what you said, and whatever they are doing is really linked to they are not being careful. And I thank you for volunteering. We will definitely get to that stage. All the leadership of obedient group are hearing this. And when we do the obedience meeting, which I said I will be more involved now, it will come up. Some of the things that I've suggested here will come up and we will deal with it. But thank you. I'm sure somebody will remind me the next time I'm in Niger State. So we'll say hello to you. We must meet you physically.
All right, sir. I will really, really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. And
Thank you,
I will have
Abdul.
a gift waiting for you.
All right. Thank you, Abdul.
You'll be the best student.
All right, Sam, you have the mic.
Okay. Thank you, Gloria. Thanks, Parallel Facts. And His Excellency, it's a great honor to ask this question. 2027 is around the corner, and a lot of things to do in Nigeria. A lot of problems. Can we just start picking up some issues and start giving a policy statement that this is what we are going to do? An example: can we work and tell Nigerians we are going to work with Dangote and NNPC to make sure fuel price is between 300 and 500? Can we have to start giving them specific figure. This is easy for people. Can we assure Nigeria after our 8 years, most Nigeria we have portable water supply? Well, that's you are going to work with the governors because this is not federal responsibility. You have a plan with the governors. Most Nigerians, especially those in cities, we have portable water supply. Specific promises which APC is failing to
Thank you
do.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay, thank you, Sam.
very much. But it will be difficult to do some of those things you're saying. The reason why it would be difficult, and I'll tell you head on, is that that's why we had people promise us that we're going to have 1 naira to $1. Imperatively, I can say to anybody, we will work hard to improve petroleum prices, but you can't put specific figure. And because opposition doesn't work very well in Nigeria, if opposition work very well, I can sit down with Dangote and they tell me what it is. But we're going to have to get people very soon who we're going to work with, who will start giving us possible near pricing. Not that we're going to be saying, oh, it will be this price, it will be this, it will be this, and everything. If you look at now, food prices, we have in certain food prices came down in Nigeria. But I can tell you, they were as a result of uncoordinated importation that have even hurt our farmers more. Some of our farmers that have products they cannot sell because things were imported cheaply into the country without it being paid. So again, all those going to rush to keep policy statements, I do not encourage them. We will work in an organized manner. When I was going to the governor, I keep saying it. I said, we will improve education drastically. People used to ask me, even teachers, how are you going to pay us? Can you tell us this? When I was there, they were happy there. Even the same teacher now that was in school when I was there, they'll tell you, hey, when you were there, teachers enjoyed. You paid us, and you paid our gratuity, you paid our pension. But when I was coming, they were eager for me to tell them, how are you going to pay them? How are you going to do this? I have not told you that I'm going to get the resources and channel it to this place. That's a pressing statement. I'm going to cut costs and channel it to this area. And then people will see. Otherwise, it will become another situation where from the inauguration ground, you said, I'm going to remove this. Without even getting to your office, knowing the figure you're going to remove or add. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mommy B, you wanted to share something?
Yes, thanks, Gloria. Oh my God. Thank you so for staying with us for so long. Am I being heard clearly?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. So when obedience, when they complain about certain things, they complain about electoral reform, the slow pace of building up the movement, and communication. So, bear with me, sir, and communication. You've answered a lot of questions around perhaps the first two, but one request that has kept being repeated is why is it that your handle, I mean, when you post, you only keep it to Twitter when there are more followers on TikTok, on Instagram, and Facebook that we can preach this promise of a new Nigeria to and win hearts and minds. So if you is there a way in which you could get people to help you post on those platforms as well, so that they have the information that most of us on Twitter have about the state of the nation? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Until recently, I had a problem with my Facebook. As you know, somebody had registered my Facebook, registered a few things, some of which are mentioned here, and I've been going on and on with Facebook to try to cancel it so I can do one that I'm in control. But happily, recently, I've been able now to track down the person that registered it. And in my own way, all those things will be sorted out soon. And I hear that one is a suggestion. And I assure you it will be addressed as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Just on a light
Gloria,
note,
Gloria,
yeah.
one moment. Sorry, I'm so sorry for interjecting. Um, I just wanted to. I've put it on the jumbotron so that people can see it. I've put it on the jumbotron so that people can see it. The Obedient Movement has a newsletter called Governance Watch. It gives you a rundown of PO's activities during that week and other information that is essential that we all know about. Right. Please, if you haven't already, whenever you see that it comes out every week, please share, print off if need be, share with your families. We somehow, one way or the other, we have to get all the news out there. Right. And how do we do that if the media at the moment, apart from Parallel Facts and a few others, would in most cases ignore what's going on in the country? So if you haven't already followed at Nana Kazure, who's your director for comms, please do so. And absolutely, finally, if you want to register, the link is up on the jumbotron. Thank you.
Hi,
All right.
Gloria. Please, I think that should be the last question. His Excellency,
Yes.
since before 8 p.m. trying to get the space on. It took a lot, and right now he has had to do this through WhatsApp using two
Yes.
people. So please, let's conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Aisha. I'll just conclude by reading this message on the timeline. Sorry, guys, we couldn't take more questions, but well-meaning Nigerian wrote, "It's been very refreshing today listening to Peter Obi. Thank you and well done at Parallel Facts. It was fully worth the wait from the tech struggles at the beginning. Hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts." Your Excellency, your final words, please, sir.
Let me once again, most sincerely, apologize for what happened at the beginning of this coaching. We will work hard to ensure that it does not happen again. We will work hard to ensure it does not happen again. For those that their question or their comment were not heard, please bear with us. I had planned to do from 8 p.m. to 10:30. I actually had an 11 o'clock appointment, which I had to cancel and tell the person, let's do 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. I thank all those who helped me this evening. I thank all those who helped me this evening, running around all over the place and all that, to help me to get this working. I must mention my wife, Aisha, all this. There's so many people, Tomo, Sarah, everybody, so many people. We're all running around all over the place. You now know some of the things I complain. People will say to me, what happened? When it started happening, I said somebody won't work. Some people have taken control of it. So you can imagine from this little space issue, what I go through as a human being. That's why I said I learned a lot of lessons, which I will use to build a better Nigeria by ensuring that things work, by ensuring that things are done in a civilized manner. I want a peaceful country, a country where the opposition will feel it has a contribution to do to make the place better. Because nobody is going to go with this country. No matter how, even those who are stealing all the money and everything, I pity them. Because they are packing what they don't need, packing what their children don't even need. What will even ruin their children when they are not there? Because they don't need all those things they are packing. So, for me, I thank all of you. I know I'm not, and I keep saying it, I'm not perfect. I'm learning. I took a lot of notes this evening, and I'll continue to learn. But all I'll assure you that any day I have the opportunity, Nigerians will see the difference. Difference in governance that will be civil, law-abiding, respectful of every Nigerian, making sure that no Nigerian gets up in the morning thinking that if anything happens to me, nobody will care. No, people will care. I will be there to make sure that Nigerians are not treated underground, rascally as I treated today. I will make sure that people see Nigeria as a country to be proud of because it is their own country. And that is what I assure you. So I thank you for participating, and let's see how we can make it and talk more often. God bless all of you. Bless your families. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. A special thank you to His Excellency Peter Obi for showing true commitment by staying with us tonight. Even with the technical hiccups at the start, it means a lot, not just to us here at Parallel Facts, but to everyone who tuned in, hoping for some sort of clarity or connection. Guys, please click on the Linktree link in our bio to see ways you can connect with us. Also, as you know, journalism is not cheap, and your support keeps our platform thriving. If you would like to, again, promote your business or partner with us or just support us, please send an email, info@parallelfactsnews.com. Again, that's info@parallelfactsnews.com. Thank you all for your patience. We appreciate you so much. Please keep the conversation going. Use the hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Keep discussing, keep sharing this space, save it, go back and listen again. Let others hear what you have heard tonight. This dialogue does not end here. It continues in your timelines. It continues in your voices. Thank you so much and good night. Thank you.